Wow, what a big day, guys. So this morning I was supposed to pack up my stuff and I was going to be solo moving out here, but then as the day kind of progressed, we decided, why don't we all just move out here? That way we don't have to do all the running around this summer, all the crazy stuff. We don't need to bring all the stuff. We can just bring what we need and move to the off-grid cottage homestead. So we did, and we brought these little guys out today. That's going to be next year's egg production. We've got to get some we've got some hens that we're going to be bringing out in the next couple of days. I've got to do some work and make a coop for them, and they're really old, so they're good for this year's egg production, and then they'll probably be put in the freezer. We got some fencing set up all around the garden. That will help for when we move our pigs. When we move our pigs, we just get them to follow the buckets, and we don't want any accidentally running into our garden and wreaking havoc. Also, we brought our dogs. Hey Nula, hello, sweet girl. So we don't want them running through the garden either. And so this is Nula. She's a livestock guardian dog, but we just have her out at nighttime, and she just barks pretty much all night, and we've never had an issue with any predators. Here we live in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the wilderness in Canada, so we get bears, coyotes, mountain lions, although those are super rare, but I see bobcat and lynx pretty much every week, deer, moose. One of the biggest things that we've lost, we've lost almost, I would say about 40 birds, always at the young juvenile stage, is at our last place. We lost probably about 30 hatchling ducklings and chicks to weasels. As soon as they see any kind of commotion, they just go on a killing spree, and they just end up lopping off heads of things. Anyways, we've got our water set up. This goes to our spring up high, and this hose here goes to our garden. We've got sprinklers and stuff, and then this one is just here. So that's good for doing watering all the animal chores and stuff like that. But we're not going to be drinking out of that yet, because we have to get washed gravel into the bottom of it, and that will help clear all the sediment out. But I'm gonna take you to the woods and organize what I'm doing for our water now. Anyways, here's the place. So one thing I'm gonna have to do to make this work with us living here is, one, we don't have much stuff, so that's good, but I have all my tools. So kind of right up on the totem pole list is building a tool shed. So that's like pronto. Also, we're gonna be using this. Sorry how loud the generator is. Turn that off for a second. This is a freezer slash fridge, but look how tiny that is. We got some stuff underneath there. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Probably some sausage, pasta, or something like that. And then this is the fridge. Obviously, we haven't gone shopping. That's just what we brought with us. Back in power. So one big thing that I need to figure out is to set up this solar fridge here. So I need to get some solar panels. I brought solar panels yesterday, and I need to get a battery and a charge controller hooked up. That thing runs on DC, and that'll give us, you know, much better living situation with a good fridge. I brought, here's Watson. Hey buddy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so all my dogs are really old, so one thing I gotta do, it's one of the first things I gotta do, Ava, is build a staircase here. I'm gonna be building I'm gonna be building like a 4x4 deck with a staircase going down this way and a roof over it that matches this pitch with like 4x4s or 6x6s going up like that. But I need to frame underneath the house here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a temporary staircase there. That way my dogs can get in and out. They're just too old and they can't, like he can sometimes, but one of my girls can't. My white dog can, no problem. But they can't jump on that to there. He might be able to. So I'm gonna build a staircase for that. But first I gotta get some water going. I'll take you for that. So step one for clean drinking water, take jug into the woods to where we have our running spring, it's like a spring creek, I guess, spring fed creek. All the water is from springs off the property. I think it's a number of them accumulated. So I take the jug, fill it up there, and then I bring it back and I put it through the water filter, and that just gets out any of the little bit of sediment that we have that I pick up with the jug. It's absolutely beautiful down here. It's just all lovely, mossy, and then we've got the spring-fed creek running through. I fill up bottles down here and just drink it as it is all the time, but to have it stored in the house, we might as well put it through a filter. So I'm just trying to find like deep spots kind of like this, and then I'll fill it from there, from the top. Well, it's good stuff. If anybody's worried about like beaver fever or anything like that, there's no ponds from up above this creek whatsoever. This all just runs out of different parts of the mountain, and we own the whole peak of the mountain. So I've followed all these springs up. There's not a single pond. It's just a pretty much a creek that runs down the mountain. So, and it's cold and it tastes really good. But I'm gonna take her through the filter, do that right now. Okay, so now I got to build a temporary staircase here, and I'll just have it come up right below the metal tread part there. So see what that measurement is. Well, it's about 28. That makes it easy. 28, what is that? 7, 14, 28. So that's 4 steps with 7-inch rise. I'm not gonna put risers, just treads. I'll probably end up using, I've got some of this stuff here. This is pressure treated 2x10s. So I'll probably use 2 for stringers if it'll fit. And then I've got 4 treads, 4 steps. So yeah, that should work. Bring 2 of those in and get those marked out. Okay, so I've got my board here. I'm gonna do a 7-inch rise. So I'll put my clip on the 7-inch there. Easy peasy. 7-inch. And then, so I'm gonna do the tread cutout at 8, which means when I use the 2x10s, I'm gonna have just over an inch overhang off of the tread of the stringer. and I should be able to get four steps out of this 4-foot board. This will be my top step. Yeah, okay. Now we're moving. Might be better from like that angle. I'm building new steps. All right, well there we go. We've got temporary steps going up. Nothing too fancy, but they should do the job and test them out. Watson, come here. Watson, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, old fella. Let's see if he likes them. Come on. Watson, come on.
He's not that bad.
He was not bad. Come here. Oh, maybe they're garbage. Watson, come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go.
What's going on?
Oh yeah? Man, I love those stairs. So, first night sleeping here, the family. Off grid, very off grid. We need to get our solar system set up, but that was pretty good. We had the generator running with the fridge and the freezer. And we have a solar generator that we hooked it up overnight, and the fridge and the freezer kicks on, takes about 50 watts of power. About 50 watts of power when it's running, but it doesn't run very much of the time, so it's usually drawing 0. So that's pretty good. Heard my kids rustling around a bit, so I came upstairs to see how they're doing. Oh, look at the view. Just beautiful. I love it out here. So peaceful. I went upstairs. They're a little cold. It was about 10 degrees, so I went around the house and shut all the windows at about 2 o'clock in the morning and got a fire going, warmed up, which is quite nice. And we used that to get the coffee or the kettle going and making breakfast. And now I just got to figure out what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to try to get a lot done, make our lives more comfortable out here. After a sip of coffee, I'm thinking I probably should make some form of a toilet. That's probably my first thing on the agenda. So that's probably what I'm gonna pick up with. I'll pick the camera up when I'm doing that. Okay, so I have my bucket, which will go inside the composting or thunderbox, I think some people call it. I've got my padded, cushy toilet seat. Should be pretty good. So now I just need to build a box. This goes in, this attaches to. And what I've got is just some rough measurements. This is the height I need of the box, 14¾ It needs to be 20 inches for the toilet seat to fit on and 18 inches for the width for the toilet seat. 14¾ is so that the bucket reaches right up to the top. And then I need to build the base, and I'll need to build a top as well. So I'm gonna get ripping and rolling like that. I've got what looks like a Dexter crime scene thing going on here, just so I can help clean up the mess. After I'm done, should be able to get all the shavings into a bag that we can use for something else. And I'm gonna get going with it. Okay, so I got the first 2 walls built. Still got to build the other 2, put the bottom in, and I'll be good to go. But it's getting hot, so I'm going to take the kids to the beach and start working back on this when I get back. Thought we'd give it a break for a little while, head to the beach. Beautiful here, check it out. Water's a little chilly, but I'll get back to building that toilet when we get back. Well, we just got back from doing a supply run. Got some much needed food supplies, but also we got some drywall. That way we can kind of create a bit of a privacy area for the bathroom. So I gotta get back working on the toilet, but I had my boys set up a fence over up in here so that we could start moving pigs. We've got the mama pigs with their babies over in there, and 2 of them don't have any grass and 1 of them ate all their grass, so we want to move them onto some green stuff so they got some nice healthy stuff to feed their piglets with. So we're gonna move them first, and then I'm gonna get back to working on the toilet, and then I'm gonna do some drywalling. That way we've got a nice privacy area to do our business and changing and stuff like that. Let's get to her. So I just checked on the fencing that the boys did. This is where the first lot of pigs is gonna go. I just wanted to move this in more in the center. We kind of whippersnipped up the middle here so that we could set 2 fences in. And I just got stung to all hell by these big black wasps. Just found their nest. They're right there. Just a little nest. So we can't really bring the pigs in here. I'm gonna have to get rid of that thing tonight. So I'll come out here. They're not really active at night. Be able to get a bag over that and crush them. I don't really hate wasps. I mean, they really have a good part to play in the ecosystem, but they're just in the wrong place, and I can't have them stinging my pigs, because then, you know, I don't want my pigs running and destroying the fence or whatever. So I'm gonna have to get rid of them tonight. So I'm not gonna be moving them today. So I'm just gonna get on to working on the toilet again and then doing some drywall. Okay, so this morning I put together the 4 walls. So pretty much these just will go together kind of like this. Then I'll attach them, and then I'll put a bottom in, and then square up the bottoms because they're not perfect, but it'll be good. And then I got to build a top, which the toilet seat attaches on. It'll be I forgot to grab some hinges, so I didn't buy one. So I'll probably just make a wooden top that just kind of sits in on it, and then I think that'll work good. So I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna start getting these things attached. Okay, so I just got the main box done. So this is the bottom. So now I got to put the pieces in for the bottom, and then I'll build the top. I had this little piece in here. What I should have done probably was taken this piece and stuck it in the middle and then screwed it into that board. I did that here, and I managed to hit every single screw coming up when I was trying to do this section, so that made it a bit of a nightmare. So now I've got all these holes in there that I didn't really want. I guess that'll be the back of the toilet. That's all right. Pre-drilled, didn't pre-drill. Always pre-drill. I was getting lazy. Cracked open on me. All right. The box. I was doing the tongue and groove over there, I had it set up to go down the center, but these boards, I put them through the planer. This is rough cut lumber, and you can see smaller on the bottom, bigger on the top. So I had to kind of try to go the same with the tongue. So sort of the same. I'm gonna have to use the table saw just to cut that top piece off. Why that happened is really these boards have kind of like different shapes to them, and using a planer can get it nice and smooth, and it can get you, you know, this is 3/4 inch, but really what you need to get the most out of rough cut lumber, I'm really figuring out these days. Yeah, really what you need is a jointer. So anyways, trim this up, and I'm hoping that these will fit together pretty good without being too jiggy, but it is a toilet, so it'll be okay. It's good to figure this stuff out with these kind of boards before I start making my own flooring, which is what I bought the tongue and groove router bits for. Yeah, that's not great. Oh wow, that was a lot of work. A lot of work for a toilet. Some things went wrong, but in the end, you know, a pretty nice little toilet. Made of the same stuff I made the staircase out of last episode, the larch. I like the color of it. You know, you just open up the lid and a la le toilette bucket. You just put sawdust in there. So I've got sawdust from the sawmill. So I need a private room for individuals to use les toilettes. So here's the bathroom. What I'm thinking is finishing up the drywall here, putting a curtain up here, and I haven't framed in there yet, but drywall, top, bottom, get all the cardboard and stuff. Future toilet, future real toilet. But I mean, we'll be fine with the composting toilet for a while till we get there. And yeah, this will be a room. Not a lot of us have privacy at the moment, you know. Obviously you can tell there's a lot of work needs to go into this place, but that'll give us a room where we can get changed and do our business. But I'm gonna take a break for a minute and then I'm gonna start drywalling. So we're getting all the garbage in the truck from the bathroom. But I came over here right beside the driveway and we are gonna have a really good raspberry haul. Look at this, just loaded all the way up here. There's probably, looks like it might be about 60 to 80 feet or something like that of just dense raspberries, and they are absolutely loaded with juvenile berries, green berries. So that's exciting. A little bit of substance from the property soon to come, right by the garden there. Yes! Okay, so just got the drywall done. Right there. Ooh, I could have done a little better there. That's open. I'll fix that with mud though. Then we're in here. Same thing, could have done a little better there. I might put masking tape on the other side of that. But we still have the wall cavities open. Same with this one on that side. Toilet set up. And for privacy, we just have curtain. That's subfloor that was left over from this build that I'm going to use for tool shed, which I need to build soon because we have so many tools in here and I need to start getting things cleared out, like all this over here, over there, and the other side. I need to get that cleared out so that I can start doing all the plumbing and wiring. So I need to build a tool shed. It's going to be out there where that van is. Well, see, I was going to ask the family how they've enjoyed their time out here, but driveway haircut going over there. Loving the trampoline that we set up the other day. Driveway haircut. Man, we have gone full redneck. Watson looks pretty happy. Well guys, that's gonna do it. We got a lot done, you know. We're not millionaires. We're not one of those couples who sharpens pencils and the other one makes pottery and we have a budget of 1.3 million, you know. We're just having a go, doing what we can when we can. So that's the first step. We've been having showers with the hose. So next step is setting up an outdoor shower spot and just going from there. I think I want to get the fridge hooked up next. That little cooler is great, but it doesn't have much space. And I've got a solar fridge to hook up. So it's got its own system. It'll have a battery, charge controller, solar panels set up. The whole thing of us moving out here is we don't have to do so much driving or running around, and having that cooler, you know, there's 7 of us. It only holds so much meat. I think we could probably get by with 3, maybe 4 days is like totally pushing it. So we're still going out at least a couple times a week, and that's not really saving on the gas. And here in Canada, gas is just insane. You know, we're just taxed out the yin yang. So anyways, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. Give us a like and subscribe if you guys are interested in what we're doing out here. Have a good one. Peace.